India's longest sea bridge, the Mumbai Trans Harbour Link, is 90% plus completed. Now this much touted infrastructure project will connect South Mumbai and CRE to Navi Mumbai. And there's a lot of excitement around how this mega project along with the new Navi Mumbai airport could change the region's housing market. So much so that Nerul, also in Navi Mumbai, once considered an affordable housing market, recently saw a price war when CITCO, the development body of this area, auctioned a plot here for a whopping 6.72 lakh per square meter. Today on the Property Show, we take a stock of Navi Mumbai, its hot real estate micro markets, and ask this very important question: is it worth your money? Joining me for this discussion, Shrikant Prabhakar Joshi, MD and CEO of L&T Realty, Navin Makhija, MD Wadhwa Group, Abhishek, Kiran, Gupta, CEO and co-founder, CRE Matrix IndexTap. Mr. Joshi, I'm going to come to you first because your project at Seaboards has been there for a while and it's a marquee project. How much does this Mumbai Trans Harbour Link benefit projects such as yours and this region overall, sir?
So first, Manisha, we are there from 2007. We made a landmark development there, which is the largest transit-oriented development in the country, still so far. So we had an office, had a first-class mall running there, and then we came into residential in 2019. We had two launches in 19 and 22, and both were great success. Navi Mumbai by itself is a very big, nice master planned city with large roads, very good open areas, green covers. It's a dream for Mumbaikars who live in very small spaces. What this link does is earlier you have to go to New Bombay, you have to cross across the city of Bombay, then the Thane Creek Bridge and go to New Bombay. Now this bridge will connect within 20 minutes the heart of Bombay to New Bombay, and it will no longer seem like even a twin city. It will be part of the city and much easier to travel than many parts within the city. So that is changing the way people perceive. The COVID has also helped for people who can or who need not go to the office every day. Then the quality of life in New Bombay is significantly superior to the one they can live in Bombay.
All right, Navin Makhija, you also got two large projects in Panvel, which is of course also next to the other project that we are talking about, the Navi Mumbai International Airport. Run us through your views on both these projects and how they will change this entire area. Because, what I've seen is that Navi Mumbai is not just one location. It's almost a city. It's very, very large.
So, Manisha, I think I could not agree more with, Srinivaji, as he mentioned, because Shrikantji. Because we've also seen, today in Navi Mumbai, to get to Navi Mumbai is like a 45 to 50 minutes that it takes. And within Navi Mumbai, as you mentioned, it takes you another 40 minutes. So people who need quality of life, and COVID has actually made people realize the essentials of living in green spaces, open spaces, well-planned cities today, full of Mumbai. And especially because of the redevelopment, what you see is happening, it's become very chaotic. It's too chaos. People want, little open space. They need to breathe fresh. They want to make sure that they live in a planned city. And we are clearly seeing that people, and actually younger generation and even older generation, are preferring locations where they can live a lifestyle. You may have the best view from your house, but if you get down and you have to live in the chaos around, people are not really happy with that setup. So we are seeing that this bridge, once it gets ready, and I don't think so it's too far, it's scheduled to be by this year end, we see that today if you're living in the heart of South Mumbai to go to, a Ghatkopar or a, or a western suburb to Andheri, it takes you more than an hour. And this location will be less than an hour. Today, Ghatkopar and Andheri are priced at more than 35 to 40,000 rupees a square foot. While this location is still finding its feet and is still far cheaper. And the quality of life is better. Malls like what L&T has created have also made the location a place for people to consider. So we are clearly seeing, earlier it was an investor market, small affordable housing, but we can clearly see the shift of people seeing that in the long term, this is the location to stay and live.
Okay, end user market, larger planned cities, maybe bigger homes because you don't have to shell out 30,000 rupees per square foot.
Absolutely.
Abhishek, come in here. I mean, look, there's a lot of excitement which precedes any infrastructure project, and that's what we saw. Panvel started getting excited as far back as in 2011 to 14 when the plans were, being solidified for the airport to take off. Now it looks more likely that it's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years. Fingers crossed on that. Give me a lay of the land of this and tell me, I mean, this is a question for you. What are the hot micro markets that one should look at, which are also still reasonable and give you a great lifestyle that the other two gentlemen have just spoken about?
So Manisha, Navi Mumbai is not happened overnight. It's a 30-year-old project. It's been going on forever. But this is going to be the only place in the country which is going to have an international airport and an international seaport, JNPT, next to each other. You can then imagine the economic activity it can lead to, right? And to my mind, the biggest beneficiary, we can talk about Sivri, we can talk about Andheri, we can talk about Vashi, we can talk about everything. But the northern part of Navi Mumbai doesn't seriously get benefited by the Nhava Sheva and all of this. The biggest beneficiary is going to be Kharghar and Panvel.
Okay, but there's this whole concept of walk to work, right? Which if there's so much residential and not enough commercial, is that a worry? Mr. Joshi, would you like to take that, and then I will move on to Navi?
So firstly, just to give you a sense, Manisha, what you said, large is 331 square kilometers is Navi Mumbai. Navi Mumbai also has a large office space, and I'll also tell you why. You take Airoli, Mindspace, our own Seawoods. Part of the challenge the city of Bombay faces is the very, very high rentals, and hence we miss the IT revolution and the back office and the IT offices in Mumbai, because they need rentals in 45, 50 rupees a square feet in that range. Only Navi Mumbai offers that kind of range, and it has a lot of offices. And offices continue to come up in that area.
I know that Wadhwa Group does residential and commercial as well. What is your plan, Naveen, in terms of how this Panvel area, which is primarily residential at this moment, right? And it's a very large area. Will there be commercial and offices coming up, and will it become like a holistic city?
So, little bit of commercial like malls and retail will be there, because that is what, as Abhishek mentioned, people need that lifestyle. That will be there. Commercial development, I think people still want to be closer to the Belapur area, the Airoli area, because there's a lot of development. The connectivity of railway station to the central, to the western and the eastern is far better there today. So, will it come? Yes. Is it the next 3 to 4 years? I don't think so. Panvel as a location. But as you see, it was Airoli, it's moved to Belapur, now it's Seawood. It'll keep moving, it'll keep coming. But it's more like specifically Panvel and Kharghar is a residential development area. Residentials are doing excellent well. As Abhishek mentioned, we see a great demand for that location, and I think developers will continue to build residential. Once people move, automatically commercial development like IT parks will come up, but not in the near future, Manisha.
Okay. Abhishek, I'm just looking at the micro markets and the price movements, right? So some of the key micro markets which you've sent us data for, Panvel, Kharghar, Ulve, Taloja, Kansoli. Here the price movements between 2019, which is pre-COVID, to now does not look that extreme. In fact, prices have just moved up recently. What explains this massive auction or expensive whopping 6.72 lakh per square meter auction that CIDCO has managed to get for the land parcel? And does that now then give you the sense that this market is going to re-rate in terms of pricing?
So Manisha, if we go into technicalities and if we convert that land price into FSI, you'll be surprised that it will still come under the affordable bracket, right? Because the CITCO transactions have happened not in Panvel. You're referring to, I think, Nerul.
Yes, Nerul.
Right? The Karjat side, which is still probably the most affordable part of MMR, right? Even the Vasai and the Virar have become a little expensive. From an FSI perspective, I think it's still doable, and I'm going to see a lot of development there. But coming back to, you spoke about offices, right? And offices are not only the job generators. You're talking about logistics, you're talking about warehouses, and I think India has a long way to go in terms of cold storage and warehouses. And if you have a seaport and an airport next to each other, that's going to be the hub for warehouses and logistics parks, right? Which is going to generate a lot of jobs. Therefore, they would need houses. So I think we need to probably step out of just offices and look at, the affordability there. Panchsheel recently launched a gold manufacturing. They want Zaveri Bazaar to move there. Now that's a bold move.
Okay. So, interesting point that you've made that there are very few areas or cities in India which have such a large port, like JNPT, and a mega international airport, which is going to come up. So here's my question, Mr. Joshi. Would you look at expanding more in Navi Mumbai? Is that the big city, mega area, something that you would expand in, or are there other locations around MMR?
So first, just to add to the points on office, Navi Mumbai also has an excellent educational infrastructure.
Right.
There are lots of colleges. So that is a talent pool of people available who unnecessarily travel all the way to Mumbai, which need not travel. So that is another positive attribute to that. Our projects have done extremely well, Manisha, and we are positive. We will expand in Navi Mumbai. We have no issue on that.
Okay. Final question to you, Navin. So, again, coming back to Navi Mumbai Airport, it was likely to get done by February 2023. What is the sense you're getting? 2025, will it be operational phase 1? And does that in any way affect the sales velocity that you will see in your project? Because, once there is even one runway operational, suddenly there's so much more excitement around the AeroCity. It's a greenfield development after all, isn't it?
So, Manisha, I think, the MTHL has more impact than the actual airport to start off with. And the MTHL is real. It's like 90%, as you mentioned, it's done. And people can see it even from the Mumbai side that, it's almost done. And the government has made statements in the last 3-4 months, multiple times that it will be ready by December this year. And if you look at what has happened to Chembur, before the freeway, the prices were close to, 15,000, 14,000 rupees. And the minute the freeway came in, the connectivity from South Mumbai and even from other parts of Mumbai got better, and the prices moved to 22,000 rupees. And now it's reached 40,000 rupees. Mm-hmm. So what is happening is people who are buying, if you don't look at ready possession right now, and if you look at a 2 to 3 year possession timeline in any project, so the person is actually blocking the price before the MTHL and actually going to get possession and is going to move in when all of this is ready. So, it's not about you buying today and living today, but it's not a 10-year story, it's a 2-year story. And the airport also is moving in. It will be ready next year. It may be ready maybe the earlier part of 2025. But there's no option for the airport to get delayed the work. We are in touch with all the government authorities ourselves, and we know that there is enough and more pressure for it to happen. And once the MTHL, as I said, for the residential, yes, as Abhishek mentioned, the logistics, all of that, the seaport, airport will help you. But for residential to come in and for people to believe in that location, I think it's only the MTHL, and that's not really far. People book today, they move in a year, 2 years from now, and by then you have the infrastructure.
I think what you mentioned is that, now it's not looking a very futuristic market. It's going to happen in 2 years. Both these mega infrastructure projects will happen, and there'll be further connectivity which is getting planned. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me and giving me the lay of the land of what's happening in that big market.
Thank you.
Thanks, Manisha. Thank you.
When we return, a new PropTech venture which calls itself the world's first digital real estate exchange Now we are curious to understand how does this work and what does it propose to do to disrupt the realty sector. Stay tuned.